You are now listening to the Going North podcast with your host, author and speaker, Dom Brightman. And every Monday and Thursday, you're going to hear the voice of a different author share their stories, expertise, and their struggles that they had to overcome in life to leave you inspired to get more out of your life. Be sure to not only listen to this episode, but share with others, connect with the authors, and always advance others to advance yourself. Now let's get on with the show. And today on the Going North podcast, where we bring you some fabulous humans from across the globe, today is no different because today we have an expert in the house, an expert in the hizzy wizzy house on some healthy aging. Because this wonderful lady right here has always been interested in health and well being. And her motto is without your health, nothing else is possible. And you can find out even more about her on keystobasichealth.com. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Basic health, folks. It's not always about diet, but just basic health. And you're probably wondering who I'm talking about right here. It's the one and only KT herself, Miss Kristi Tornabene. How are you today, ma'am?
Okay, it is very fun to be here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, fun on the bun, fun on the bun. That's right, part of the COC crew. That's right, chaos to clarity. That's right. How's it feel?
Wonderful. Wonderful to be here.
Oh, yes, indeed. Wonderful indeed. Yep, that was pretty much a short introduction into the wonderful life of Miss Christie. Mind filling in some cavities where I missed some things and tell us a bit about yourself and how you got to where you currently are.
I started out simple. I thought this would be easy. Changes have to come probably at every age. And as we get older, changes still have to come because we lose muscle mass. So, what do we do? Well, we figure out what our body needs. And thank God, thank the God above, that He's given me all the pain and all the digestive issues that I have, or I wouldn't have done this. And this is why many people don't start.
Ah, so instead of dealing with the pain, you found a way to actually get rid of the pain in a way.
Yes,
Ah, there you go. There you go. Indeed. There you go. Indeed. So, if I'm not mistaken, you got this wonderful site where it talks about keys to basic health, and you've always been interested in health. So, what really got you interested in health?
I didn't want to be fat like my mom, but I'm close. Um, but what I didn't know is my father's side of the family and the history there. I mean, I was shocked when my grandma couldn't walk and she thought she needed surgery, and grandpa said no. And I thought, well, that's kind of unfair. But then my dad couldn't walk, and I went, oh, that's interesting. What is this? So he's always had leg and hip pain and stuff like that. And then I got it and I went, uh-oh, looks like a trend here. What are we going to do about it? So I found out that the family has a history of MTHFR, which I apparently inherited. My cousin died at 66 last year, and he was only 2 years older than me. And it was a real awakening, because they asked, does this run in your family? Well, yeah, I know it does. I took a test and found out.
Oh, man. Yeah, definitely a hard pill to swallow right there. Sorry about your loss. That loss is always rough.
I'm not very sentimental. I wonder why, but that's an honest assessment.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's always good to be honest in this case. Yes, indeed. So that way you don't forget forget any stories you may have told before.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why they call them lies, because you have to lie them down after a while if people actually pay attention.
I don't want to be questioned too much.
Well, that's good indeed because you're able to question your surroundings and actually take life into your own hands and actually find a way to get on the diet merry-go-round in a way and actually get yourself around to the point where it's like, all right, gonna conquer this whole bad health train that the family's been on and break that cycle. So out of that, how was that experience?
The family is
Yeah.
still like they're like an ostrich with their head in the sand. But my friend who graduated medical technology school with me kind of went on this journey with me. And she doesn't have MTHFR, but she had anxiety. And so she solved her own problem. And I share that also in the book from a different point of view because we're not all the same.
Yeah, that's right. We are not the same indeed. So besides the upbringings, what else you think makes us all not the same?
Well, since we both studied microbiology and we learned about medical technology and we both went to school and learned about blood types and how it can cause problems and hemolytic issues if you cross the wrong type with another type. And I really decided to take this on as a project because nothing else worked.
So nothing else worked out. So basically, tried everything under the sun.
I tried the Atkins diet. I tried being a vegetarian. That didn't work. I tried, I tried, I didn't really try the South Beach diet because I kind of found this before I got there. And when I started feeling better, I went, oh, maybe this is something I need to follow. And when I started hitting roadblocks and I thought I was there, I said, oh no, how can I be a coach if I don't plow through these problems? So every problem I encountered, I decided to figure out a way to get through it. And that's why I'm here to help people.
Sweet, there you go. So being the role model in a way.
Yeah, you have to become what you want the world to become. And that's what my friend and I and a bunch of other people are doing.
There you go, being the role model and not the egg role model.
Right.
Well, doing all of these diets and the Atkins diet, especially the high protein diet that you mentioned in your story. So, what was really probably the right combination, at least for you, of like, I guess, of food intake? What was probably the best solution for you after dealing with all the whole merry-go-round of diets?
Well, a long time ago, I read Barry Sears' Zone Diet. I've always done the zone diet. I've always combined a vegetable with a protein, and I don't mind the fat so much. And that's kind of what works. Some people need more low glycemic, high fiber carbs than me, and some people can do good on eating mostly protein and a little bit of carbs. But what surprised me is that as a blood type that's supposed to eat a lot of vegetables, it doesn't work for me. So I have to do the so-called zone diet.
So, I guess that keeps you in the zone.
It does. It
Uh,
does. Keeps me from being hungry.
oh, yeah, especially with the buzzword hangry going around nowadays.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I know what makes me hangry, so I can't do that. I just have to stay on course.
That's right. Got to stay on course indeed. Make sure you don't become hungry or hangry, so that way people can keep their limbs.
Right?
That's right.
And
That's
they can
right.
keep on walking and they don't gain too much weight so they can keep on walking and they can have good elimination so they don't get colorectal cancer and they can avoid maybe cancer even. If I can avoid inflammation and rheumatoid arthritis because I was really, really stiff at one point in time. I couldn't even walk up and down stairs or bend over. Or I thought, wow. I had a friend who decided to log into the website and she wants to figure this out for herself. And she said, "You got good genes." And I said, "Not hardly," because she has arthritis too. And so I can't wait to see when she gets to the end where she ends up.
Oh, yeah, it might be the good end.
Yeah, I think so. And she's what, 74? And she already lost 7 pounds.
Sweet.
Yeah,
There you go. So 7 out of, I guess, maybe 30 pounds, maybe is the goal or something like that. Or,
I don't know for other people because I started out really slim and actually gained weight as I aged. So I don't know about losing weight, but when I started at 29, I lost 4 pounds. But aging just brought it all back. But I'm not fat.
there you go. That's right. Nobody wants to be the FAT. Maybe the PHAT, but not the FAT.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, what helps you to be able to sustain that?
Well, the God in heaven gave me this wonderful thing called pain. So I have to thank him for that, actually, because it kept me on track.
So I guess pain was your compass.
Pain and digestion was my compass.
Oh, there you go. That's right. That compass indeed pointing you north.
Hmm.
Well, another beautiful thing about your story is your part in the book where you eloquently wrote that people will change when change is necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. People change when change is necessary. I have another good friend who says she needs to go on a diet. She's, I guess, 5 years younger than me. And her daughter's been badgering her. So I won't say too much, but she knows that she has to give up one of her loves.
Uh, I'm guessing the chocolate chip cookies.
No, not the chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, okay. Well, if it ain't the chocolate chip cookies, it might just be. Um, let's go with the Rocky Road ice cream.
Not the ice cream.
Uh,
I don't know if I should say in a podcast. What if she hears this and she goes, "I can't believe you told my story on on a podcast." So
we'll just say that the guilty pleasure is rainbow ice cream. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, the beautiful thing about other people's stories is that they can inspire others. So, from telling your story, what's been the biggest lesson that you've learned thus far from gaining that confidence to share it via the written word?
oh my goodness. Well, sharing my story is something, but writing the book, I couldn't get anyone to work with me on it because there's so much information that everybody said I can't do this. And luckily, Teresa Velarde took it on. She kind of wished someday she didn't, but we're working through this together. So thank goodness for my friend Teresa Velarde.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Teresa Velarde, the mighty T. If she wears green, she's the mighty green tea.
Is she?
I'm just saying, if she has green on, I don't know. Oh, man. So, any other lessons have you learned through writing your work and actually putting it out there with the other authors?
No, I haven't learned any lessons. I just hope that people can realize that they can make change even when they're older. It's not impossible.
Oh yeah, definitely right about that. Definitely right about that. Cause kind of like this revolution thing going on. Cause funny enough, in my Facebook feed, one of my friends was sharing a co-author project opportunity called 60 and Sexy. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
And it's like, you know what? It's actually speaking to the folks nowadays who are actually living healthier and redefining themselves and becoming reborn and finding their second life as they age. And
Right.
so many folks out there in their later stages of life in their senior years are just out there dominating. Like, I believe there was a few weeks ago, there was this lady who got like first place in her category for running a marathon or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, and of course, other folks like I forgot it was this one guy. He's like I think he was like 80 something, and dude has like a six pack, and it's him on the cover of the book. And I'm like, oh shoot! It's like,
Yeah. I would. I would climb mountains if I could. I keep thinking about it, but pain is my constant companion. I just keep it at a minimum so I can walk up and down steps. But I would love to go dance. I would love to go climb mountains. I would love to hike. I would love to everything. Little steps, little steps.
there you go, little steps to becoming bigger and bigger steps. So do you think you might work your way up to taking one of those magical hikes, or maybe even putting a sticky note on your staircase and calling it a mountain, and then climb that mountain?
The sticky note might work. Yeah.
There you go. You can call it Mount Christie.
Mount Christie. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. When my 83-year-old husband has to climb those, he'll remember it's Mount Christie.
Oh, there you go. He has another more reason to remember you. That's right. The wife that comes with a mountain.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure not many can say that. It's like, yeah, you married a mountain, buddy. That's right, a mountain full of healthiness indeed. So, any advice for those who are getting started on their journey to living more healthy and trying to just live longer on the planet and not fall into the trap of past family illnesses, like if someone may have had diabetes in their family or track of like heart disease and things like that? What, from your experience, what will probably be the best advice you give to someone who's looking to start on their journey to living a more healthy life?
Well, my first key in my 12 keys to basic health is remove wheat from your diet. It's hard to do, but it can be done.
So I guess all them years that they were saying eat your Wheaties, it was all a lie, huh?
Well, it was different back in the day. I mean, it wasn't so GMO and it wasn't so overproduced with glyphosate and stuff. Apparently, people who go to Europe can still eat wheat, but not here.
Yeah, it's true. It's like when sometimes it think of sometime in an article read a few years ago or saw some news article about sometimes like with certain things that are imported from the US, the other countries just ban them out of nowhere because of all the GMOs and other
Yeah. And
nonsense.
they changed our macaroni and cheese because they didn't put yellow dye in macaroni and cheese in Europe. I just wonder why manufacturers don't follow more of what Europe does, I guess.
Oh yeah, especially since a lot of the immigrants from early come from the Europe area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck, I mean, even the fly colors are similar. It's like, why we borrow some of their ways as well, at least of in terms of growing food.
Mm, yeah. And then you know, we love corn too, and corn is in everything too.
That's right, not just in jokes either.
No, you are corny, that's for sure.
Yep, some say I'm the colonel.
The kernel corn, the kernel of corn.
Yeah, yeah, the colonel of the corny jokes.
Clever, clever, clever.
That's right, no syrup needed here. Unless it's maple, maybe. So if you're to wake up tomorrow and you are 25 again, but this time in the current year of 2019, with all of your knowledge and experience, what advice would you give to yourself?
That's interesting because I think I would be on the same track because I could still digest at 25 and I could still eat whatever I wanted. So I don't know if I would have any advice except for keep doing what you're doing and try to help other people. No, I wanted to be a health coach at 20 and I thought I knew everything. And boy, did I find out that's not true. Didn't know everything.
Oh, yeah, life likes to hit you hard and fast when you think you know everything.
Hmm.
Oh, yes, indeed. Hard and fast indeed. Well, for those who want to keep in contact with you and keep up with what you're doing, where can we find you?
And you can find me on my website, www.keystobasichealth.com.
Ah, beautiful indeed. Well, there you have it, folks. Keys to basichealth.com. Go on ahead, head over to that wonderful website. Pick up some keys, put them all on your keychain, and then drive the vehicle of your body to success and prosperity indeed.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want to help people stay healthy so they can live their dream and write their book and do the fun things in life. I mean, we need to pass this on.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Don't pass the blunt, pass the knowledge. That's right.
Yep.
Woohoo! Beautiful. Well, any parting words for the folks still listening, Kristi?
Well, thank you for taking a moment out of your day to listen to Dominique and myself, and hopefully this will help you decide to make changes in your life so that you can feel better and move better and digest better and look better. I hope you decide to make a change for yourself.
How's it going, you showstopper? It's great that you enjoyed this episode of the Going North podcast. If you really enjoyed it, be sure to shoot the guest an email or head over to the social media pages and leave them a nice response that you heard them on the Going North podcast so that way they can continue to be inspired to do great things. And be sure to share this podcast with others that you think would enjoy it as well, because we want to inspire as many people as possible to live their dreams, embrace them, and to do something positive.